Göbeklitepe is a very important Neolithic archaeological site located near Şanlıurfa that changed our perspective on human history. Although often referred to as ground zero of history or the world's first temple in popular narratives, the scientifically safest way to describe it is as a center with monumental and strong ritual characteristics dating to the early Neolithic period, built by hunter-gatherer communities. UNESCO also defines the site as a complex of monumental megalithic structures built by hunter-gatherers dating between 9,600 to 8,200 BC. Göbeklitepe is located in southeastern Anatolia, approximately 15 kilometers northeast of the center of Şanlıurfa, near the village of Öğrenci. It lies on the Gümüş Mountains. It is a tell mound, approximately 300 meters in diameter, largely formed by human hands, and it dominates the Harran Plain due to its elevated location. This location suggests that the site may have been chosen as a special place, both symbolically and socially. The earliest phases of Göbeklitepe date back to the pre-pottery Neolithic period, around 9,600 BC. The use of the site continued into the early and middle pre-pottery Neolithic B phases. The general date range is roughly given as 8,200 BC. Therefore, Göbeklitepe is thousands of years older than Stonehenge and is one of the earliest known monumental megalithic structures. The site was first recorded as an archaeological area during surface surveys by the universities of Chicago and Istanbul in the 1960s. However, its true significance was understood when Klaus Schmidt and his team realized that the stones here were not ordinary ruins in 1994. Excavations began in 1995. Following the death of Klaus Schmidt in 2014, studies continued. Since 2200, excavations have been carried out on behalf of the Ministry of Culture and Tourism under the presidency of Prof. Dr. Necmi Karul, in cooperation with Istanbul University and the German Archaeological Institute. The most striking aspect of Göbeklitepe is its monumental architecture. First, large circular or oval-planned structures were built in the area, followed by smaller rectangular planned structures in later phases. In the early phase structures, there are T-shaped stone pillars surrounding the perimeter and two larger central pillars among them in the center. Some of these pillars reach up to 5.5 meters and are carved from local limestone. Geophysical studies show that there are many more large structures underground besides those excavated. The T-shaped pillars at Göbeklitepe are not only architectural elements, but are also evaluated as elements carrying symbolic meaning. Arms, hands, belts, and loincloth-like details are seen on some pillars. Therefore, these stones are thought to represent stylized human figures. Additionally, there are reliefs of foxes, snakes, vultures, wild boars, birds, and other wild animals on the pillars. These depictions provide important clues about the thought world of early Neolithic societies regarding nature, death, danger, and social identity. Göbeklitepe was built by hunter-gatherer communities living before fully settled agricultural societies had emerged. This is very important because for a long time it was thought that large and planned monumental structures could only be built after the emergence of agriculture, settled life, and advanced hierarchies. Göbeklitepe, however, seriously questioned this idea and showed that early hunter-gatherer communities could also organize at a high level. There is no consensus on the function of Göbeklitepe. In initial interpretations, the area was seen more as a ritual center or a temple complex. However, research in recent years shows that there were traces of daily life here as well as ceremonies. Therefore, the site should be considered a settlement and meeting center with a very strong ritual aspect. Today, many researchers evaluate Göbeklitepe not just as a temple, but as a center containing special/ritual structures intertwined with settlement. Some animal depictions and human remains at Göbeklitepe suggest that the area may have been connected to death rituals. UNESCO states that the structures were likely associated with rituals, perhaps even with funerary practices. Additionally, a scientific study published in 2017 revealed that 3 modified human skulls found at Göbeklitepe may point to a special skull practice or an early Neolithic form of skull cult. However, these interpretations are not definitive judgments, but scientific evaluations based on findings. The greatest importance of Göbeklitepe lies in its challenge to the classic sequence regarding the beginning of civilization. The previously prevalent view was that agriculture started first, followed by settled life, complex societies, and religious structures. Göbeklitepe, however, shows that in at least some regions, collective belief, communal labor, and monumental architecture played a much earlier role in the process of transitioning to settled life and production. Therefore, Göbeklitepe is not just an archaeological site, it is a turning point that helps us understand how human communities organize themselves. It is known that the large structures at Göbeklitepe were covered with fill material over time. However, how much of this process was intentional filling and how much was the result of natural processes is still being researched. Official excavation documents show that the fill was a complex process and that the issue has not yet been fully resolved. Therefore, the question, why was it buried, continues to be one of the most important mysteries of Göbeklitepe. Göbeklitepe was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2018. Today, research focuses not only on excavation, but also on conservation, documentation, and site management. Additionally, it is seen that Göbeklitepe is no longer evaluated alone. It is examined within a broader Taş-Tepeler, stone hills, cultural landscape, together with Karahantepe and other nearby centers. This new approach shows that the region was an area of much more intense and complex human activity 12,000 years ago than previously thought. In conclusion, Göbeklitepe is one of the most striking discoveries from the early periods of humanity. It shows us that hunter-gatherer communities were much more organized, possessed symbolic thought, and were groups capable of realizing large-scale joint projects than previously thought. However, the site has not yet answered all questions. Questions such as exactly how they were organized, which rituals the structures were used for, and why they were closed will be better understood with future research. In this respect, Göbeklitepe is a unique archaeological heritage that produces new questions as much as it explains the past. Thank you for watching our video up to this point. We would be happy to see you with us in our next historical video. In our next video, we will explore Jericho in the West Bank region of Palestine. See you there. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest videos. You can access our previous video from the image in the top left corner. Goodbye for now.